Henry Cavill has recently been on the top of his game, gaining applause for both his performances as well as his looks. The chatter follows him wherever he goes, but this time it isn't the good kind, especially as rumors say he was fired from the set of The Witcher. Cavill's always been popular, with striking looks and a talent for acting. There's only one thing left to make him the ultimate heartthrob: his personality. Here's when things get a little confusing. People who accidentally stumble into him outside have mixed opinions of what he's really like. Popular with the ladies, women usually speak well about him, but there are some shady rumors that have always been present around the actor. The most recent one, it's that the actor didn't quit the Witcher franchise at all, but instead was fired. A while ago, Cavill announced that he was to return as Superman, and that meant walking away from The Witcher. The announcement broke the hearts of many Witcher fans, but it was also a contractual necessity. It featured Henry as the star of the show, playing the role of Geralt of Rivia, which brought him a lot of fame and was highly appreciated by critics and fans alike. But the latest reports circling on the internet have to say otherwise, and what's more shocking besides the fact that he was fired is why he was fired. Turns out he was accused of being disrespectful towards the women on set. In this day and age, the latest reports claim that Cavill didn't leave the show of his own accord or due to any contractual necessities, but was fired from the production. There are rumors that the actor didn't exactly have the best attitude on set and was even somewhat toxic. He was even warned about fixing his controlling gamer bro approach with the crew. What's more, his problematic attitude made it especially difficult for the ladies to work with him. The news was broken through a celebrity gossip account, Dumois. It mainly posts stories about important actors or actresses from people who encounter them as civilians. Most of the time, Cavill was always approachable and decent in his interactions, but this time, something different. Rather than his usual welcoming persona was reported by the account. Cavill was accused of treating the director, women writers, and other people from the team with disrespect and would be very dismissive towards them. A transcript from the Dumois podcast discloses that he reportedly became impossible to work with. He would try to overrule the female showrunner. Female writers and directors were suddenly completely ignored on set, unable to do their jobs. Considering his popularity and impeccable acting, he had to have majorly pissed off the producers to get kicked off the show. As it turns out, he was given one final warning before his departure.
I mean, you are genuinely a fan of the books and the game and everything. Apparently, on set, you know more than anyone else.
I wouldn't necessarily say anyone else, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
So what drove the final nail in the coffin? Well, as per the claims, it was when the actor started overruling the showrunner, Lauren Hissrich, and made changes at the last minute across the board without consulting her. The account, Dumois, further claims that drove the top brass at Netflix to ask the showrunner to start working on a way for him to leave the show. They were tired of dealing with Cavill's attitude, as well as the money he cost them with his abrupt delays in HR investigations. Netflix decided to make one last effort and reached out to him personally to give him one final warning, which he violated right after the meeting by sending an email to the entire writing staff, and that was it for Geralt of Rivia.
I was just on a mission to make sure that as we could get as much of the character of Geralt from the books into the show, as much as Lauren's vision would allow and the plot would allow. And so that was my driving force for the season. It really was.
Even though this behavior obviously isn't appreciated, let's make one thing clear. The accusation against Henry has nothing to do with him carrying out any sort of sexual misconduct, but it's limited to toxic behavior against women, whom Cavill seems to ignore and overlook their position in the team, treating them with disrespect. That's still unacceptable. And while this may break the heart of Cavill fans, there's still a big question left to ask, which is, are the rumors true? Even though the 39-year-old is accused of behaving like a so-called dumb bro against women, this wasn't always the case. Cavill was actually reported to be a pretty well-behaved person during the first season of The Witcher, but somehow everything changed during the shooting of the second and third seasons. Being accused of changing the script of the series without discussing it with the writers, and being dismissive toward their role in the team. Let me give all you Cavill fans something to hold on to. It's yet to be confirmed, confirmed. Here's the thing, Dumois sometimes has reliable information while other times not so much. These rumors have yet to be addressed, so as of now nothing is certain. Keep in mind though that these rumors aren't exactly new. The topic has been brought up before too, drawing attention to his behavior specifically in the workplace. Women have been fighting to be treated equally in the workplace for decades, but sexism still runs rampant in many workplaces, including the film industry. Speaking of sexism, here's someone who could tell you a story or two about how women's bodies are given more credit than their work. Emmy Rossum. While talking to The Hollywood Reporter, the actress said that her agent told her that she was going to be offered a role in a big movie. They loved her work in Shameless and didn't even require her to audition for it. The catch? It was that the director wanted her to come into his office wearing a bikini. He wanted to see if she had gained weight. For a second, Emily thought that the character in the movie might be in a bikini, but that wasn't the case, and she was understandably enraged at the request. Talking about how being over-sexualized, here's someone who would agree. Tandiwa Newton. In an interview with Vulture, the actress disclosed one of the reasons why she didn't join Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz in Charlie's Angels. It was because of something the director told her. He said he couldn't wait for the first shot, which was going to be up close so it would look like yellow lines down a road, but when you pull back, the audience would realize it's the stitching of her denim bottoms. Immediately, Newton backed out, saying that there was no way that they were going down that road. Speaking of demeaning comments, the next actress has definitely faced some in her career. Lana Condor. While speaking to Variety back in 2020, the actress shared that a casting person once told her that she be more like Hello Kitty. Lana recalled that she straight up asked them what they meant by that. Putting two and two together, she figured that Hello Kitty is just a pretty face and doesn't have a mouth. That's what they meant. That as a woman, she shouldn't really voice out her opinions as much. The "To All the Boys I've Loved Before" actress felt disgusted by that remark, and our next one can definitely relate. Maisie Williams. In 2015, the actress mentioned the sexism she faced while talking to the Evening Standard. She spoke about how there were lots of roles named the girlfriend or the hot piece in a movie or TV series, and that's all that's mentioned about the role, with no additional character or personality. She added that some descriptions say Derek, intelligent, good with kids, funny, really good at this. And then while talking about the female, we'll say Sandra, hot in a sort of cute way. And that's all the information you get about your role. Get into an audition, that's all you are, hot, which doesn't even scrape the surface of who your character is as a person. These are just some of the countless women who have brought attention to the double standards in the film industry. Women have been sexualized since the beginning of time and have constantly been berated and overlooked. But here's to hoping the new ages will knock some sense into our society where they can treat women as intellectual equals. That's all from my side on the Henry Cavill fiasco. See ya in the next video.